Hello, and welcome to Health Champion's COVID-19 app for employers and organizations. This is a short product demo meant to show you some of the main features of the system and how it can be used to help you screen your employees, students, or other members of your organization as they come back to work. Health Champion is a full-service digital patient engagement platform. We typically help doctors and other clinicians engage with their patients via our app and our platform. For COVID, we're helping the same sort of thing happen between organizations, members, and employees, getting people back to work and screened for risks of COVID. Everything starts here from the dashboard, which can be reached at covid19.myhealthchampion.com. You can click Sign Up Today, which is free for the first 30 days in order for you to test out the platform and make sure it meets your needs. As you go through the setup process, it'll ask you a few questions as you're setting up your organization, as well as setting up your account. Obviously, your dashboard will look a little bit different depending on your organization. This is all mock data set up specifically to walk through sales demos. Each organization is set up with a root organization, as well as different child organizations or groups underneath each. We can customize this to be whatever your organization looks like today. For instance, you can do things like the Chicago office and the New York office, the North Building and the South Building, or Classroom 103 or Classroom 104. However you'd like to organize your groups, you can. Each group gets its own dashboard. We can click into this, and by default, we're filtering only the members that are part of this group. But let's take a look at the root organization's dashboard. The first time you join, you're not going to have any members, so let's quickly walk through that first invite process. Chances are you're taking a look at this application to see if it can suit your needs, and you're probably going to want to see it from both perspectives, both as the administrator as well as a member. So clicking here in the upper right will take you to the invite page. On the invite page, you can choose to invite another member or an administrator. Again, for our purposes, we're going to invite yourself as a member for the first time. Here you can enter as many users as you'd like, comma separated, and click the submit button to send them the invite. This will automatically generate an email that's being sent to the user with information about how to download the application and log in for the first time. Quickly, if you wanted to also invite other administrators from your organization to also be able to view member information, you can simply select the administrator drop-down. Conversely, once set up, we can create a custom invite code for your organization, and this can be entered directly in the member application. So now that this member has gone through and verified their email and set up their account, they can log into the application. The first time logging into the application, because this is covered through HIPAA, we make sure that they understand what they're sharing with us. Once they accept the HIPAA authorization form and logged into the application, they'll immediately see the pending invite on the dashboard. You can see that the Health Champion Sales Demo 3 corresponds to the organization that we've set up and the invite that we sent to the member. From here, clicking on it gives us a little bit more information about what exactly they're being invited to. Again, you can see Health Champion Sales Demo 3 is the name of the organization. Your organization's name would appear here. Here it's letting the member know that they are enrolling in the COVID-19 Daily Risk Assessment pathway. It's letting them know what information is going to be shared. So the questions and responses to this pathway are what is going to be shared with the organization, and it lets them know who it's going to be shared with. So each of the administrators that are part of your organization will be listed here. Once they click Accept, they're now enrolled in the organization and your group pathway here. Clicking back to the dashboard, you can see the risk assessment is showing up here. Now that we're enrolled, let's go ahead and take the first day's assessment. All of the questions that are in the pathway are customizable. We can change the text, link to different videos, even include branching with some of the questions. The first page is just listing out some of the CDC guidelines for what to look out for if you might be infected with COVID-19. So let's go ahead and click Continue. So the first question, are you planning on being on site today? Some of your team members may not be on site every day. Some may be only working Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or at remote altogether. For the sake of this demo, let's go ahead and click Yes. Have you tested positive for an active COVID-19 infection in the past 14 days? Nope. we're all good here. Are you caring for or have you had close contact with someone diagnosed with COVID-19? Again, we're good so far. Do you have any of the following symptoms? Again, these are all specific from the CDC, but can be customized as part of your pathway. And we're doing pretty well, so let's answer no. Have you traveled outside of your state in the last 14 days? We're good. And then lastly, this is just self-certifying that all of your answers are correct to the best of your knowledge. And great, we're all clear for the day. So let's go ahead and click complete. And now we're taken back to the dashboard. So you may have noticed this checkbox in the upper right hand just updated. This was communicating with the administrator application, sending along the information and sending back the OK. If we were to tap here, we bring up the fact that we're all clear. This is an animating badge, and many of our customers use this in order to gain access to buildings when working on site. So let's jump back and see what the administrator sees. So here's the member that we had recently sent out. You can see 418, just about a minute or two ago on the system clock, is when we received the update. We can click here, we're all clear. We can click into the details for this member and see all the different responses for the answers that were asked. Again, these are all customizable. So for each question, if you were to customize any of them, you would see the customized question as well as the answer for each of the members. For larger organizations, or just when you've got a lot of members on screen, sometimes it's a little bit daunting. Maybe you just want to see who answered it today. So we've got the ability to filter and sort over here on the left-hand side of the screen. Let's take a look at who just responded so far today. Very quickly, we're able to filter out and take a look at just who've responded so far today. Maybe we're trying to look for somebody in particular. Let's search for Jeff. This is a fuzzy search, meaning it's not looking for just the exact match. So let's take a look at why some of these popped up. Travis is a profile that's on one of my demo accounts and is actually part of the root account of Jeff Molesky. So that's why Travis is showing up. How about Lucy? Same thing, another profile that's set up on my account. Each account in the member application can have many profiles attached to it. And then finally, the last three should be self-explanatory. Let's take a step back and take a look at the reports at the top of the screen. Each of our pricing tiers has a certain number of licenses that are attached to it. This is simply letting you know where you're at for your tier. The second one here lists all the different alerts that are currently active. Scrolling down, you can see all of those in red have an alert status. Let's take a look at Christopher. Christopher currently has exposure. If we were to drill down into the details here, he answered yes to exposure on the pathway when he was last filling it out. That generates an alert and an email that is sent out to the administrators, letting them know to come into the dashboard and check for more details. The last one is task completion, letting you know who's responded with answers for the day. In a similar way, you could just take a look here, and here are the 3 that have responded for the day. Scrolling down, we have a few more filters as well as sorting options for the page. Also, for administrators, we have the ability to take a look at history. This is an export of all the information that's collected through the member application for each member for each answer that they're given. If you ever have any questions, you can also reach out to support. Clicking down here in the bottom right will bring up our FAQ of commonly asked questions, as well as the ability to reach directly out to our customer success team. Thank you for watching this product demo, and please feel free to reach out with any questions to either sales@myhealthchampion.com or support@myhealthchampion.com.